Hi everyone, my name is Nancy Casanova and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 Instagram metrics that I like to measure to look at how my content is performing and optimize my content for future posts. There are other things beyond the likes that are important to measure. And so there's a difference between deliberate engagement and passive engagement, and I believe that likes fall under the passive engagement. You want deliberate engagement. You want people that are highly engaged. So what I was thinking is that we can look together at my Instagram account and go through it together so that you can see some of the things that I like to analyze and how I like to make sense of what I'm seeing. So when you think about engagement, there's passive engagement, like vanity metrics, and then there's deliberate engagement and, engagement that is contextual, that gives you actionable insights. I believe that likes fall into more of like the passive engagement. It's sort of a vanity metric. It's very routine for somebody to just be able to double tap and like a post. However, there are 3 metrics that I feel offer more of actionable insights for your content strategy. And this is very telling of how your audience is engaging with your content. And we're going to break that down today. All right, so let's go through this together. When I go into the Instagram app, I'm going to go into Insights. And then from here, let's look at the posts. So this is all within like 1 year, which is fine. You get to see reach. But one of the things that I like to measure is shares. So let's start with shares. Shares are really important because it means that somebody thought that your post was interesting. They wanted to share it either on their own Instagram story or with a friend. And so I like to sort through these. In here, I noticed that some of the things that get shared, like the first post was like, it was a pillow challenge because of the quarantine. And so that was a challenge that was going around on social media. I shared that. It became top of mind. I think that it had some virality to that because people were like, I want to get in on this challenge. But if you jump around and you see some of the other ones, you'll notice some have carousel updates. So these are like swipeable graphics on Instagram. If you're not familiar with using more than one post on your feed, what happens is that if you have a carousel post or multi images in an update, Instagram will show the first image, and then when a user logs back in, they'll show the second image, which helps increase its reach, which is really good. In this case, these are swipeable graphics that have tips or like a list of information, which I think makes it really valuable to be shared. So the other thing I like to look at is saves. Now, saves to me are really important because it lets me know that the information was super valuable, that the person wanted to save it for future reference, and that they wanted to either come back to it or maybe were inspired by it. What I noticed here is that the posts that have been highly saved are all graphics of some sort. They either have quotes, they have some sort of data with numbers or metrics, or they have valuable information about like a list. They're like listicles for me. Like 7 podcasts for coaches, creatives, and entrepreneurs, like app recommendations, phases of a content strategy. You see more here, like tips on apps. So that's really cool. For me, it lets me know like, okay, your content is in the right direction here with some of these graphics. I keep that going because I know that's really valuable. Now, I know that I mentioned that likes are a vanity metric, and I'll show you this because most of the photos that I get the highest likes are photos of me. And so I hate taking selfies. You might hate taking selfies, but you know what? People like seeing photos of your faces. And so I wanted to mention this because if you're a product-based company, whether you sell, I don't know, like sunglasses or something, like you don't always just want to showcase the sunglasses on a table or like plates on a table. You might want to showcase people as well, like if you sell some sort of product. So I mentioned this is more of a passive engagement. It's very easy to give likes. The other thing I like to look at is comments. And so comments, what I want you to remember is that not all comments are the same or alike in that sense, because some comments are people engaging with you, and sometimes comments are sort of like a tag where somebody is commenting and tagging a friend in the comments. So I like to see, what do people say about it? Some of the most like comments that I really, really like are the ones that say like, oh my God, yes. Or that say like, yeah, I needed to hear this today, or things that really feel like the messaging that I put out there resonated with the audience. So take a look at how the comments are being left. Are they, I always try to nurture like a positive environment, an inspiring vibe in my account. So I want people to feel that way. And if the comments reflect that, I think that I'm doing a good job there. So the three things, as I mentioned, that I like to focus on are saves, comments, and shares. And those are the things that I think really drive your content strategy, help inform it, because you get some actionable insights there. How are people commenting? What are they saying? If they're asking questions, those are all opportunities to create new content. If they're saving it, that means that they're finding the content really valuable or want to come back to it in some way. And if they are sharing it, that's also awesome because it means that they're either sharing it to their Instagram stories or to a friend, which always helps expand your reach. So I hope that you found this exercise helpful as we walk through this together. These are the three metrics that I like to look at. I know that we touched on likes, but likes are very much of a vanity metric. For me, these are the top three that really help inform the content that I post and how I continue to create content that drives that type of engagement. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have other additional questions about content analytics or engagement, leave a comment below and I will see you in the next one. Thanks everyone.